Hello there. So recently on my blog I put up a quadruple review of the 4 different shelters that I use for ultralight backpacking. If you're into that kind of thing, check out the description below, and you can read all about the different specs, weights, of course, a lot of just kind of how I feel, using them when I use a particular shelter over another. So check it out. It's a work in progress because I wanted to take some more pictures and I wanted to do some videos for each one of the shelters. I want to do a video, kind of go inside, walk around outside, just so yeah, people can see what it's like. And for this first video, I want to show what all these shelters look like all packed up, so you can kind of see how I pack them. And I have for scale here this is a 1 liter juice bottle that I've recycled to use for a water bottle that I take out on occasion when I need a little extra water when I'm out backpacking. So I'll use this for scale. So yeah, let's get right down to it. It's pretty straightforward. Here is the first shelter, which will be a Z-Packs tarp, which I've done videos about before. And then this is my newest addition in my gear cabinet. This is the Mountain Laurel Designs Serenity bug shelter. This is in the silicone nylon, and for the reasons why I chose to go with silicone nylon, you can check out my blog post. But the 2 main reasons I can say now quickly is abrasion, and if you're in the ultralight kind of game, you'll understand, what I mean by that. And of course, cost. I think even now a lot of traditional backpackers understand that Cuban simply costs much more than silicone nylon. But yeah, my initial impressions of this, I recently got it, but my initial impressions are quite good. Very good craftsmanship, and I'm really looking forward to testing it out on the trail. This summer will be a pretty active summer as usual. I will be doing several different section hikes, and I intend on taking this setup for the majority of them up until, with a few exceptions. But of course, things can change, etc., etc. But yeah, so here's what they look like. Did I get the juice bottle? Let's do that again. It's pretty packable, and real quick. And this is something that I briefly mentioned on my blog post, but to elaborate a little more on the material, this is actually a repurposed Montbell stuff sack. This is for a down jacket that I got, and the reason why I use a breathable, this is just a breathable, very thin nylon, is that the tarp is inevitably going to get wet. So when it does, get wet, if it's pretty wet when I'm packing it up, this will go on the outside of my pack, so that the inside of my pack doesn't get wet. This I like actually the stuff sack that the Serenity came in, and it's a silicone nylon, and I like the color, and I like that, of course, it's very water resistant, waterproof, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's not obviously not 100% waterproof. The seams aren't sealed or anything like that, but a soggy internet or bivy or whatever is, I found from my experiences, is quite fine in something like this. You don't need to have it in like a super waterproof dry bag or whatever. But yeah, so there's that. I'll put that aside, and I'll do this also in order of how I put them on the blog. On my blog, I put them 2 and 2, my 2 modular shelters and my 2 tents. So that's the first modular system. The next one is, this is in a Z-Packs dry sack. In here I have my Go Light poncho tarp and my Bora bivy. And if you've been following my blog or seen some of my videos, I've talked about this before on several occasions. Had these, for this, the bivy I've had for a few years now, and I'm very happy with both of these pieces of gear. I get good use out of both of them. They have a more specific role. Again, I get into that more on my blog post, but also quite packable. This is the slim dry bag, and this also, it will be for rain gear. If I choose to bring, for example, like a pair of rain pants, silicone nylon rain pants, that can fit in here as well. So yeah, there is that. So that's the modular shelter system number 2, the Go Light poncho tarp, and the Bora bivy with the Cuban bottom, and my modification, which Chad over at Sticks blog and a few others have also done the same with their bivy, putting a vent in the middle. Yeah, solves the issue of condensation. Alright, so there's that. So moving on now to the 2 tents that I use. And I should say too that the modular systems generally get used more than my tents. But the tents still have seen a fair amount of use each. Let's begin with 6 Moon Design Skyscape X. This has been written about quite favorably in like the ultralight backpacking world, and for good reason. It's a pretty good shelter. There's a few things that I actually think my other tent is slightly better at. You know, when it comes to certain things, of course, everybody has their own preferences and all that. But anyway, here are this is, I should say first what it's packed in. This is in a Z-Packs medium dry bag in Cuban, obviously. And then here are the tent poles. There's the thing that goes in the middle and the 2 tent poles. This is an older model, and of course you could opt to set this up with trekking poles, just like you could set up the modular systems with trekking poles, but I prefer not to use trekking poles. So yeah, there is that. This one is a little bulkier, obviously, but it still fits all right, you know, in the backpacks that I use. If you have a bigger backpack, something like this is not going to be a big deal. And then the poles too, I like that they're pretty small. I actually fit this in my front pocket of my Zero, my modified front pocket, that is, my Zero. So there's that. Did I do the scale thing yet? There we go. So I hope this all kind of fits in the frame here. I'm not working with very much space in my little office here, but anyway, there's tent number 1. Now let's get to tent number 2. And I have to say, writing this blog and kind of like getting all the shelters together was more fun than I thought. You know, it was a little tedious with, you know, I reweighed a lot of the stuff and all that, but it was nice to reminisce, like, each of these shelters, you know, except for the new one, obviously. It has, like, memories attached to it. So it was nice to kind of go back down memory lane and think about all the nice times I've had sleeping in them. Okay, and last but not least, this is one of the oldest shelters that I still have. This is the Big Agnes Fly Creek Ultralight 1 with the poles here. This one is less packable, as you see. This is the biggest of the bunch. If I really squeeze, well, first let me just get kind of like for scale, but now I can show you. Let me just put the poles down. If I really squeeze, I can get this in my pack. You can see it's the Rainfly and the inner tent that's in this bag. I have to say, I like the bags that came with the tent, and so they're still going strong. I own this for like, I bought this, or actually I didn't buy this. I got this as a Christmas present in 2010. Still going strong. Every bit of it, you know, all the parts of it are still going strong. Okay, but yeah, so you see that I can compress it down, the inner tent and the Rainfly. The poles are here. It's obviously, you know, when you throw in you know, bigger, longer poles in like a freestanding tent, you know, that's you know, a pro and con you're gonna have to weigh, you know, because the more poles and if it's freestanding, it will weigh more. But just this itself is actually not bad when you factor in the weight, which you can again check out on my blog. Okay, that's about it. I wanted this to be kind of short and sweet, a little introduction to this little series I'm doing. In the future, look out for each of these. I will do a video for each one of them where I have it all set up and take you inside, and you know, you can kind of see it for yourself. And one thing I will also do is I will time myself to see at a relaxed pace, at like a normal. I'm not going to rush, and I'm not, going to go at a snail's pace. I'll just kind of go through a relaxed, kind of normal pace where I set up each shelter. I'll write down how long it took me, and mention that in the videos as well. Okay, so looking forward to doing the next videos and to have this complement my big long blog post. I hope this is helpful. I know that when I was doing some research, when I was buying, for example, the Serenity net shell, the Mount Laurel Designs Serenity bug net, there weren't that many reviews out there that were that in-depth. I noticed that a lot of people had said positive things about it, and it's a hot item on like gear swaps, but like videos with net tents in general and kind of in-depth reviews were a little bit harder to find. Yeah, so that's another reason why I want to do something like this. Okay, that's enough rambling from me. Hope that you will dig all this shelter nerdness, all you gram geeks out there, I guess I should say. Take care. Goodbye.